What's going on? What's going on? All right. Let's shop this Fable. This is not going to be a long show tonight unless y'all turn it into one. I'm going to drop a few gems. And I'm going to be out. All right. How y'all feeling this weekend, man, on this Sunday? I consider Sunday part of the weekend. I don't care what anybody says. People try to say it's the beginning of the week. I don't see it like that. I've been thinking like that forever, and I'm not changing it. So it is what it is. But I see Sunday is like, basically the seventh day. So there you have it. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. If you got any different opinions on that, we can discuss. Just getting it up. So basically, what I did this weekend pretty much, for those who follow me on Instagram, probably saw me at the Atlantic City Nike outlet. I was out at Atlantic City this weekend with the fam, just enjoying everything, living it up a little bit. Not too much, just enjoying myself, trying to enjoy life. Got a chance to hang out. So, here's the thing. Very interesting weekend. So I go in, right? And anybody who follows me again on Instagram knows when I go in these spots, I come in there with a certain kind of mask on. So I go in there like this. So I go in there like this, right? Any build not going, I go in like this. This is how we rocking. Until this stupid shit is over. If it ever does end, probably won't. People are stupid as hell. There'll probably be certain areas that have to deal with this shit, and certain areas that don't. But this is how we rocking, all right? It is what it is. I don't want to hear nobody don't fucking come up to me, ask me no questions. This is it's the name of the game right here. So I mean, I made it from Friday all the way up till Sunday with this mask on, and I was staying at the Hard Rock hotel, the Hard Rock casino and hotel or whatever. I don't play casinos, but some of the fam does. So me, I was just doing the damn thing, and I'm going through the hallways like this. People looking, ain't nobody say nothing. So about late Saturday, the first dude said something when we first came in. He was like, "Hey, sir." I was like, "What's up, man?" He was like, "Oh," and he looked closer, like, "Oh, it does have a covering." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a covering." He was like, "Yeah, but I don't think that's appropriate." I said, "Why not? It's a face covering." He says, "But yeah, but it's not really covering anything." I said, "Yes, it is. It's covering my face. It's a face covering." I basically told him, "Yeah, you know what? Your sign says you must wear a face covering. This is a face covering. You can't dictate what kind of face covering I can wear. You told me to wear a face covering. I'm wearing one." Any other questions? He was like, "Oh, well, you might keep getting stopped. So why don't you take one of these?" I said, "I don't need to take one of these. Matter of fact, you know what? This is prescription. Have a nice day." And I walked away from him. He was just looking salty and shit. Never saw him again. But I went from 2 whole days without nobody saying shit. And this one dickhead said something. And it was a really weak ass argument because at the end of the day, it's a face covering. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you agree. It doesn't matter. None of that shit is important to me. Bottom line is I'm wearing a goddamn face covering. The whole shit is stupid anyway because they first, if you remember, they basically told your stupid ass not to wear a goddamn mask. And then they tell you to wear a mask. And then they tell you, yeah, only mask that works are the K95 masks. So you might as well get one of those. Then when they say, well, if you can't find a K95 mask, you can just wear like a bandana over your face. Yo, literally, they went from all these stupid ass points of views and none of them ever locked down solid. And then with this whole situation with these people wearing bandanas, like literally, the bandana is just as effective as wearing this. It's no different. It's the exact same thing. So if it's a situation where you can wear a bandana and get away with it, you should be able to wear this. It's the same shit. It's exactly the same shit. The only difference is it's harder on the eyes to stupid people that don't know shit. And honestly, if you have a problem with this mask, you probably don't know shit anyway. And to which case, I don't really want to talk to you that long because I don't like to exchange. I don't like to exchange conversation with people who have nothing to offer for it, unless they're like trying to learn. If there's somebody trying to tell me some shit that I know is not correct, I really don't want to talk to you. So I mean, it is what it is, and this is how we rocking out all 2021. So yeah, you can jump right on. I'm gonna show you the website to get them from. The guy that owns it is an ex-military dude, constitutionalist. Check him out. That's the website right there. You can copy and paste or whatever. So that's the website where I got it from. Jump on there and support them boys, man. These guys over there doing work. They over here, basically raging against the machine, which is what we're all trying to do. We're trying to get our, you know, actual country back because it's been ran over and taken over so hard. You know, they got if you want to get one, they got one for kids. They also got another one too, for those of you who don't have balls, which is very few of us. But they got another one also, which this one here. This is the only one they had at first. They didn't have the one I just showed you. They only had these at first. So like these, they actually don't still do shit, but they look a little more pleasing to the idiot or people that don't know shit. So like it looks like from a distance, it's actually a mask, but it's not. Hold up. All right, so it look like this kind of, and if you look close enough, it ain't really no goddamn mask. You can still kind of see my lips, but this is less offensive to stupid people and shit. So you can wear this one, or you can just wear the other one. I like the other one because fuck you. And that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, yo, other than that, man, I had a pretty good time. You know, food was dope. You know, they had live music, which is cool. You know, live instruments are good for the soul, good for your body, good for healing, good for your mind, all that cool stuff. I actually did, before I left, manage to get my hands on one of these because, bang, this right there. This is the 3rd edition. This damn thing cost me almost $400, so it wasn't cheap. But it's worth every penny, man, because if you look at this one right here, which is the one I was showing off before, and lo and behold, I talked to Court, and he was like, yeah, that one's garbage. So I'm like, yo, you mean to tell me I went out and spent $70 on garbage? He was like, yeah, pretty much. So I was like, why is it garbage? He says, there's a lot of shit that was taken out. I said, well, what could have been really taken out other than, like, just the word, they probably took out the word driver and all that stuff or changed or whatever. He was like, yo, a whole lot was taken out. So when I got this joint, I actually compared these bad boys side to side. And look at this shit. Hold up. Hold them up. I'm not good at this. Look at that. Look how much bigger this old one is compared to this joint. It looks like it's kind of similar right here, but let me put them like this. There we go. This is that you probably can't see it that well, but the white one's a lot smaller than there we go. There we go. That's it right there. Now you can actually see it. The white one has like at least 150 pages, yo. Like, yo, that's a whole different ball game, yo. You comparing like, this one has a whole extra book in it basically to something that doesn't. So I mean, if you go to buy yourself a Black's Law, it is going to cost you because you want to get yourself 1 through 5. The 6 is garbage. They gutted the 6. But 1 through 5, preferably the earlier you go, the better off it's going to be, and the more expensive it's going to be too. But the name of the game on this pretty much is freedom at all costs. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. So I mean, again, I tell y'all every week, if y'all watching and y'all aren't hip to this game, or you aren't aware that this is going to take time, this is going to take money also, and a lot more time because, dude, I've been studying. Yeah, it's crazy because, like, yo, when I start reading stuff, I literally have about 5 things I'm doing right now with this stuff, and I'll start reading, and yo, it's hard to stop because there's so much good stuff you just take it in, man. It's so much good stuff. So yeah, I've been looking into all that stuff, man. And if you see, side note, if you see my forehead looking kind of discolored, it's because my stupid ass wore a bandana. Because my hair was a damn mess to the beach. My face caught a tan. My forehead did not catch a tan. So now I'm over here looking like a damn Pokeball and shit. I look like an Electro. What is it? What is it? A Voltorb or Electrode or something? One of them Pokemon and shit. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff, yo. So like, I've been reading. I'm about halfway through, actually 3/4 of the way through the Redemption book. Anybody who's old school in this game knows what the Redemption Manual is. So got a chance to put in that UCC one and all that cool stuff. So yeah, yo, this guy right here. This guy right here. Yeah, man. I definitely have one. I need to go get a damn shape up for real. Yo, got jokes though. He got, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what this guy, let me tell you what we did. We ran up on this guy in his personal his personal live stream, and he was calling out flat earthers. And we had to put the smackdown on him real quick, but he ain't had no answers for it. And he tried. I tell you how you know when you putting the smackdown on Finest Think Walking when the flat earth debate, when he start muting you. Like if he mutes you, you win it. Shout out to my man Finest Thing Walking, man. Shout out to Finest Thing Walking. But yo, Now, real talk though, man. We got a lot of stuff discussed. Different points of view we're giving out, and I'm always open to hearing people's points of view because, like, if you don't listen to other people's point of view and compare them to yours, you're not going to learn shit. So at the end of the day, that's what time we on. That's what time we on. All right, so look, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this, man. Let's get to it. All right, so we all came here for me to show you what I've been looking at. So hold on one sec. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me get this. What the hell? Give me 1 second. Hold on. I should have had this pulled up already. All right. I bet. All right, look. So look, check this out. All right, we got a few things to discuss. First thing I want to talk about the Sister K Trust, pretty much Sister KV Trust. All right, so to get the gist of it, you already know when you were born, you were given pretty much they used to call it a straw man, but I call it an ens legis, basically a legal fiction, trade name, commerce name, whatever you want to call it. And it pretty much was attached to you when you were first born, and you were led to believe it was you, which is the all caps name, which we all know and have learned it is not. And the main objective of this whole entire thing is to separate ourselves from the ens legis or legis or whatever you want to call it. So look, check it out. I'm going to show you this document right here. And you can do your own research on this. I'm just going to wet your whistle. You can research this yourself. Hold on 1 sec. Pull this up here. And there we go. All right, take a look here. All right, what is the Sister K Trust? What's Sister K Trust? It's called the Sister KV Trust. But this is just a whiff of what we're doing here, what they were doing. He who has a right to a beneficial interest in and out of the estate legal title to which is vested in another. And 2, whilst live real property. 163, a person who possesses the equitable right to property and receives the rents, issues, and profits thereof, legal estate of which is vested in the trustee, in a trustee. It has been proposed to substitute for this uncouth term English beneficiary, and the latter, though still from universally adopted, has come to be quite frequently used. It is equal in precision to the antiquated and unwieldy Norman phrase and far better adapted than the genius of our language. All right, so that's kind of a gist of what we're talking about here. So, like, it's the Sister KV Trust is what the United States Corporation actually attached to us. So you can look that up. It's CE. Matter of fact, let me type it in here because you're gonna have to do your homework on. I'm giving y'all homework today, man. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of homework. All right, that's it right there. We're gonna show that. So look that up when you get a chance, and do your research on that, man. Do your research. But yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, we already talked about all this stuff. We talk about it all the time. This is basically what your what type of trust that your legal fiction is pretty much is on paper, because we all know trusts pretty much are just an agreement on paper, pretty much a lock-in agreement. The Constitution is a trust also. All this stuff pretty much the locks two parties in is a trust. So that which such is what it is. So look that up yourself. All right, and I also wanted to show you the act. There you go, right there, the Act of 1666. I was about to bring that up actually. I was like, yo, maybe I should put the Act of 1666 up on the computer, but I was like, nah, let me leave that for them to research themselves. But yeah, there you go. So the Act of 1666, my man locked that down. Good looking out on the consultant as usual. The genius in flesh. All right, so next I want y'all to take a look at this right here. Now, this was sent to me by one of my subscribers, and I'm always getting good information. Like, y'all are always sending me stuff worth looking at. But yo, check this out right here. We just gonna look at we're gonna look at the statement. I'm gonna just show y'all this, and because I'm not breaking my neck to turn it sideways, but there's a whole thing on this. But hold on, let me show y'all this real quick, so you can check this out right here. I stumbled across this. One of my guys sent me this joint. Check this out. Look at this shit. Look at this. Oh, it gets weirder. It gets weirder. Well, not weirder, but it gets oh, who is that? Who? Really? Get out of here. You don't say. Can y'all see that, man? Let me know if y'all can see that. Please let me know if y'all can see that. Please let me know if y'all can see that. Y'all gotta tell me in the comment section if y'all can see that or not. Because I'm gonna keep scrolling down, but I need to make sure y'all can read that first. Can you see it? Yeah. I know. I know, yo. I know. But yo, look at this shit though. Look at this shit though. It gets crazy. Look at this shit. Bruh. 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 Yo, really, yo? So that's how we rocking. That's how we rocking. You can't see that? Y'all can't see that? Hold up, man. No, we gotta hold on, man. Hold up. Let's see how we gonna work this. Shit. All right. How about now? Can you see it now? Let me know if y'all can see that. Please. Let me know if y'all can see that now. Y'all need to see this. All right, so for those of you who can't see it for whatever reason, if y'all looking at a phone, a screen too small or whatever, I'm gonna tell you what this looks like to me, and I'm gonna ask you for your opinion. So this looks like to me a UCC financing statement, UCC one in particular, which names the Federal Reserve System as the debtor, and it names E pluribus unum, the United States of America, as the other debtor, and then it names the Department of Treasury as the creditor, secured party. And look at this. Look at the money. Look at the fiat. Look at that. Observe that. Observe that. Look at that. And this is a public. This isn't hidden. Like this shit is out there, bro. This shit is all out there. It's all out there, man. Anybody knows UCC one financing statements are all public. None of that shit's hidden. Then you get into this right here, which I haven't broke my neck to read it yet, but I do intend to. But I just want y'all to see, this stuff that's out there for y'all to find if y'all know where to look at. It's crazy to me because goddamn, holy shit, bruh. Sheesh. Oh man. Yes, sir. But yep, that is that's what time they on, man. Hey, what can I say, man? Like I said, it's all that shit is operating like a business. All of it is operating like a business, man. All of it is. So, like again, this is more proof that it's a corporation. So anybody still saying at this point that it's not a corporation, you're not intelligent at all. Matter of fact, you are far below intelligent. I'll put it that way. Now, I'm not going to call you an idiot or stupid because I don't call people stupid or idiot, but you don't have the critical ability to think. You don't have that. You have probably like marbles and jacks and stuff like that in your brain in place of whatever you're supposed to have to make you think critically and intelligently. So that's what you got. But yeah, man, that's hey, what else you need to see? What else do you need to see? It's a corporation. All these places are doing all this UCC one stuff like that, and I mean, they're basically using paperwork to justify everything they're doing to cover their own tracks. So there you have it. Let's move on to something else real quick. One sec, hold on. I mean, oh, hold up. Yep, there you go. The ends legis. There you go, man. Stop being out there representing that ends legis. Stop being out there representing that. All right, so look, boom. Let's get to something else. All right, look. So the game has changed a little bit. All right. So we all know as we start figuring out ways to juke and move around with the system or whatever, we all know that the one door closes, the door that you were going in and out of might not be open anymore. So look, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. With these whole passport situations, they figured out a way to attach tickets to you behind the passport. And what they're basically doing is, I think it's because they upgrade their system. They've upgraded their systems to whatever computerized style system they have, where they can actually just put in the birth certificate, excuse me, birth certificate, the birthday, and it pulls up whatever driver's license you have, even if you don't present it to them. So like they're basically they're creating. I call them fraudulent tickets because if you didn't present that information and you're exercising the right to travel and you're not driving, pretty much they're trying to yank you in their jurisdiction by doing that. And I've been saying this for like probably a few. I say a few weeks now. This is what they're doing basically. So it's the new system they have that's all completely computerized. So maybe it's an upgrade or a version update or something like that, but it allows them to sidestep the passport. And the OGs are also catching wind of this. So we have like a whole different thing we got to do. So let me show you what I'm talking about on that particular end. And y'all gonna want to notice if y'all walking around with passports and stuff like that. Because back in the day, you used to be able to just show the passport. I've done it twice. The first time I got hassled a little bit, but the second time I was able to just keep moving for real. But the dude, third time, he was trying to overstep. And the reason why they overstep is very simple. Here it is right here. Now, this is the OG right here. This is the OG. And everybody who's involved in this knows. So we're gonna look right here. And where is it at? Here we go right here. All right, check this out right here. All right. So check this out. Let me go back to this here. Hold on. Give me one sec. Hold up. Oh shit, I can't. All right, look, you got to click that yourself to see what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna go ahead and read you what I have what I found on here. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick. Boom, boom, boom. All right, check it out. All right, once you get your state citizen, once you get your state citizen passport, you should never have any trouble with most situations unless you cause injury. As it says on my website, keep your nose clean on traffic tickets. They will not move you all the way over to restricted status for several years. All right, so now we know why Finest Thing still got a ticket. It's very simple right here. They will not move you all the way over to restricted status for several years. The enemy can no longer charge you with your social security number. So at the time of this writing, it seems that about 10 states create the penal bonds on the driver license itself, or they simply try to get you to volunteer through sneaky tactics. I have heard a lot of different stories the enemy has tried, and I'm sure they will invent a new one every day. Keep your nose clean on the tickets. But should you get a ticket, this is what I suggest. And he says, and you may never get a ticket again. And you may move up to a much higher on the protection list. Make dang sure you have your state citizen passport before doing any of the following. All right, so he says, take a witness with you to court. Take a witness with you to court to witness the court's criminal activities. 2, when you get to court, tell the judge you do not waive presentment of penal bonds. You want to see the penal bonds and specifically how the specifically the performance bond that you have been damaged. He will blow a head gasket at this. He will try to move on without showing you and threaten you with contempt of court. It's purple. It's in purple, so it's goddamn straining my eyes. Or possibly hold you in the back of the room for an hour or two, sometimes longer, then bring you back out to start again. Or he may leave the courtroom and come back in again. He is attempting to restart the procedure again since you won. But stick to your guns for the performance bond so that you can file a claim for deprivation of rights under color of law. The judge has to present the bonds to you. He may try 3 times to start the case, and then perhaps the plea bargaining will start. Do not take a plea bargain or sign anything. If you absolutely cannot get out of signing something, then simply write without prejudice and nothing else. They cannot tell you what your signature is or not. If you sign something or take a plea bargain, then you cannot file a claim or sue. If the judge runs over you, present him with your actual birth certificate and challenge the jurisdiction of the court. That you do not waive your right to a common law court. He will most likely say that this is a statute court. That's not a common law court. He will try to hand you the birth certificate back Excuse me. He will try to hand the birth certificate back to you 3 times. Keep giving it back. Prepare to be held. Prepare. This is all fucking. Prepare to be held. He put help. Prepare to be held for contempt for 24 hours. Usually that does not happen, but be prepared for it. If he enters a plea for you, say, I do not accept that plea. I plead the fifth without counsel. If he runs over you until the end, then file a lien on the court case number, county of court of, and etc., and the judge and the cop. Fill it in the circuit clerk's office and get the certified copies. Send the Jesus Christ, this is purple. It's killing me. Hold on. Let me highlight it. It might be easy to read. Okay, that's better. Send the certified copies to the Department of Justice, William Barr, at the Department of Justice, the FBI, the Secret Service, and etc. Below is an example of what we did here. Do not use Arkansas in the below example if you do not live in Arkansas. This is the simplest thing to do if you cannot get a witness in the court, and it's just as effective. Do not file a lien on personal property such as a house, car, bank accounts, etc. Only the case number and its bonds and performance bond, bar licenses, and the bond of the bar license, and the copyright uniform commercial code and your state statutes and their bonds. All right, so he says number 6. Highlight that so I can read it. With your witnesses, you can also file with the circuit clerk an affidavit of 2 or 3 witnesses of high crimes, treason, and deprivation of rights under color of law, or all 3. See the example on my website. Again, do not use Arkansas law, and if you do not, and you do not need to use state laws as we did, only federal law and the federal Constitution. Again, send them to the Department of Justice, William Barr, and Department of Justice, the FBI, etc. That's interesting. So yeah, he's saying don't use state laws, which I don't know, I disagree with that. But he's saying that the judge dismisses the case, file these things on the cop deputy or the cops, police, sheriff department. Boom. All right. So if the sheriff, he's saying basically the judge backs out of the whole situation and dismisses the case, you can probably just lay the smackdown right on the cop himself. So you can go ahead and read all that because it goes on to show you how to do it in the letter and all that stuff. But yeah, you can read all that yourself. So yeah, there you have it. So yeah, the game has changed. It's a completely different thing now, man. Completely different thing now. Now they are sidestepping your passport. They figured out a way to get around the passport because people, when people start doing it, they figure out a way to get around the joint. We all called it. We all said that shit was coming. And that's basically what went down. So now they figured out a way to get around that so they can still give you a ticket, send you a ticket to your old residence that you had put your driver's license in it when you were an idiot. But now, since we're not idiots anymore, they try to treat us like we're idiots continually. And it's just like what Courtney said with Knowledge Well. We've been contracting with these guys our whole entire life, and now we're basically standing up, and they're trying to keep us down there where we were before. And that's basically what it is. So, I mean, it's pretty plain and simple what's happening. This is a chess game, yo. And if you're not down to console with each other or consult each other and have conversations on how to get around, then pretty much you're not in the right place. Because it's like Knowledge Well said, if we keep doing this shit solo, we're going to keep getting speed bumped. But yeah, hey, we got to come together on that, man. And it's not about going to war with Caesar either, because we ain't here for that. We just want our goddamn rights and to be left alone. Our rights are guaranteed by Supreme Court case rulings of their particular situations and their particular things that they're supposed to follow. So yeah, that's what time we on, man. It is what it is. But we saw it coming. We knew this was gonna happen. You get your state citizen passport, quote unquote, or you get your passport, what have you, done the right way. You traveling down the road with your traveler tags on. I mean, you might have even put people on point. You might have even sent notes out. Now, I have no proof that that's the case because when I got jammed up, I didn't send any notes out yet. I was being lazy. You can't be lazy with this stuff. You gotta be proactive. Before you even get them tags and them plates and that passport, you need to be sending out notices to all your the top heads of your quote unquote government that are going to be pretty much in charge of the policy enforcers running around on the street. You need to put them on point, man. Let them know what time it is, and then make sure you put your fee schedules in there too. That's what I would do anyway. So if they do overstep, you're good to go. But I mean, it's a process. We all learning, we all moving. But that's what it is. So yeah, playtime's over, man. You can't just get the passport no more and just rely on everybody else's research. You got to do your own shit. You might even have to go to court. So let me tell you what happened with me. So what I've realized is when I got the ticket originally, I signed at UCC 130 such and such, and sent it back. I did sign it in purple, which is pretty much the royalty color. Sent it back to the court. I received something at my old quote unquote address about almost a month later. And it's basically saying you're hereby summoned to come to court such and such, the chief judge, pretty much. So I'm not sure if it's because they just put the chief judge's name on it to scare the hell out of you, or if it's a situation where the chief judge actually is handling it. Not sure. Couldn't see why he wastes his time on a traffic ticket or something stupid like that. But I did notice, however, they did set the court case for December, which is very odd because, like, yo, they sent that shit all the way down the road. And I'm like, yo, that's almost what is that, 8 months away? It's a long ass time. And like, somebody said, yeah, the courts are jammed up. I'm like, yo, hold on, man. That shit don't smell right to me. That don't sound right, man. Don't sound right to me at all. I already did that. I did all that, yo. UC 1308. Come on, man. I already did that, yo. Of course I did that. Yeah. That was already done. And then, on top of that, in purple ink, also stamped it too. And they try to steal. Now, I think what might have happened, because what I'm thinking about it now, I sent the joint to there's a few districts that they can try to organize the shit in. And I did send it to the one that's in Towson, but Towson's different from the other one. So the address I got was from a different one. So I pretty much think maybe they playing ping pong with that joint. Like every time I, probably write that joint on there, they probably send it to another spot with another jurisdiction. But, same thing goes again. UCC 1308 without prejudice. But either way, I'm nutting up, making sure if I do got to go in that motherfucker, we're going to go in there correct. Of course, we want to try to stay out there courts because they're kangaroo courts. They don't operate on any fucking facts or laws. They operate on getting money out of your pocket. That's all it's about. It ain't about right or wrong. None of that shit. This shit is about revenue, and it's about stressing you out and keeping control over top of you. And that's how they keep beating you back to the ground. So I had to hit up my man Knowledge World right here. What up, man? What up? What up? What up? I had to hit up my man Knowledge World, get some advice from him, of course, because like I said, this is a console. We all talk to each other. I asked a few people what to do, what their opinions are. They gave me some good advice. So right now I'm deciphering which way I want to go with it. I'm already pretty sure how I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with the the jurisdictional challenge. That's gonna be what it is. Because at the end of the day, they don't have jurisdiction over me because look, I wasn't driving. I don't even have a damn driver's license, and I didn't have a driver's license at the time I was pulled over. I did not hand him a driver's license, and I turned my driver's license in, and I have proof I turned my driver's license in. So at the end of the day, like, now, even with all that evidence, though, yo, even if you had all that evidence, I truly believe they still say fuck you, because it's the kind of game they play, man. It's the kind of games they play, bro. Once they get your body in that court, they're gonna stomp your ass. You ever seen Stone Cold Steve Austin stomp like goddamn what's his name, Jeff Jarrett or some shit like that? They gonna stomp a mud hole in you, give you the finger, and keep stomping you. Like, fuck you, man. Rice. Rice. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. That's a whole nother ball game, though. We're gonna take that off the screen. We're gonna talk about that, consultant. We're gonna talk about that. What we gotta do, introverted, we gotta study and we gotta talk amongst each other, man. Same thing we've been doing, y'all. Same thing we've been doing. Word. Really? That's interesting. Hey, please do, y'all. Please do, because what might have to happen, if that does happen, and I do have to go in, we probably gonna need to have the nationals in that bad boy, y'all. You know what I mean? If it does become that type of situation, we might need to have a couple nationals on that bench. A few of us. Got witnesses in there. Y'all want to act stupid? We can get busy. You know what I mean? But otherwise, you'd be better off just dismissing it because it ain't worth the fight. You can just pick on somebody else. You pick on them U.S. citizens who don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, hey, We don't go down smooth over here. Exactly. Precisely. They're all exactly. I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. They're criminals, of course. They try to overstep as much as possible. They overstep giving me the damn ticket in the first. They overstep pulling me over. They overstep giving me the ticket. They overstep basically trying to force me to come in anyway. And now they're probably overstep if I get in the bitch. So I've been completely in the right. I haven't dishonored myself at all because everything I've said has been completely honest and true. So I've been perfect honor. It's them who's dishonoring themselves. Shoot, right now they in violation of God's law, law of the universe, whatever you want to call it. You know, no injured party, no crime. Y'all basically completely in the wrong. Nope, I'm not. Anybody in Texas in the house? We got somebody in Texas right here. Checking in. Checking in. Yeah, that's why I respect you, yo. That's why I respect you. Oh yeah, finest yeah. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, so that's what it is, man. And you know, that's pretty much the way we moving. So if it's gonna be something where one of us gotta get in there, man, we need to be behind that joint 100%. But I mean, they talking about December like shit. You can't convince me that court is that backed up till December. To me, it seems like if you can't take a stupid ass traffic case to December, you throw that bullshit out. Of course, they ain't gonna throw it out because that's it. They want to keep control, man. Somebody had told me that very interesting fact. Somebody has said that the reason why all this was happening was because people were clogging clogging the court system up with paperwork pretty much. And they're basically just filing, and basically doing all this shit to basically fuck the court system up collectively. I've read we talked about the Southern Poverty Law Center, and we talked about that and how they were complaining about people pretty much filing all this paperwork and clogging up the the court system, and basically all these liens and shit being filed on judges because they overstep. I mean, at the end of the day, yo, none of this stuff would be going on if all those officials were doing what they were supposed to be doing and working for the people. None of this would be happening right now, yo. Because at the end of the day, bro, if you wrong and you know you did some shit wrong, then you get punished for it. Like, yo, you might complain, yo, but like, yo, I kind of deserve that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it is. Like, you know, you deserve that if you did some shit that was wrong, you know. But yeah, they experiencing such a backup if that's the case because they've been overstepping, yo. They've been doing shit they're not supposed to be doing, man. And people ain't taking that shit no more. If there's a way for us to defend ourselves and fight back, we will do so. You know, basically with the paperwork. Call that shit paper terrorism. Get the fuck out of here, man. Ain't no paper terrorism. Ain't into such thing. Slide body with that dumb shit. That's the name of the game, man. We out here just trying to make our life easier. Exercise our rights. We out here trying to live peacefully. You know, not having to pay goddamn DMV. And I don't know how it is for y'all. I talked about this before. But in Maryland, bro, the process to getting a used car is crazy because I'll explain it to y'all again. You got to buy the car first. Once you buy the car, you got to get plates and all that stuff. You can only get temporary plates until you get it, what's called the Maryland State Inspection. Yo, let me see if I can find a copy of it because I don't think y'all understand how stupid this is and how tedious this is. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And this is all the shit you got to do to your car before it passes. So if you buy a car for $2,000, hold up, let me pull it up for you. Hold on. Check this out. All right, look, I'm gonna show y'all this. If you buy a car for $2,000, right? All right, check it out. Boom. All right, let's say you buy a car for $2,000, right? This is the Maryland State Inspection. The car has to pass all this shit. It can't fail nothing. Not one thing. If it fails, I'm gonna tell you the process. All right, look, check. All right, so boom, they put it up on the rack. This is what they inspect for. Steering wheel condition, steering column condition, the lash, travel for jamming or binding, linkage for excessive free play, power steering condition, vehicle must be road tested. It's got to pass all that. All right. Oh, I skipped the first one. Obtain vehicle identification, blah, 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 such and such. All right, so I has to have all that first. Then second, the steering stuff. Third, inspect wheel alignment for tow reading, caster and camber only if road test indicates rear wheel alignment and axle. Four, inspect suspension for ball joint wear, kingpin or spindle bolt condition, wheel bearing condition, springs and torsion bar condition, shock absorber or strut condition. All right. Five, inspect brake system for stopping distance, either road test or decelerometer, hydraulic system condition, drum and disc condition, linting, linting and pad condition, 2 and 30 seconds gear inch general minimum, excuse me, general condition of mechanical linkage, vacuum or hydraulic booster system condition, parking brake function. Six, inspect tires and wheels for condition of tire size, condition of tires, size, type and tread depth, condition of wheels, nuts, studs, or lugs. Seven, inspect fuel system for fuel tank condition and leaks, choke, hand throttle, and accelerator operation. And we move on to eight, condition of the manifold, all piping. And you know when a car is like a 2005 and you got like a Ford or something like that or a Chevy, bro, you know goddamn well them pipes are failing off the rip because that steel ain't shit. So look, this is you gotta pass all this stuff. Boom. Inspect bumpers for condition of bumpers, including height and proper mounting. Inspect fenders for condition of fenders to include mounting and coverage of wheels and tires. Inspect lighting for condition and function of all original equipment lighting and whatever added lights are authorized. Now, keep in mind, in Maryland, I don't know how it is where y'all live, but you can't have red lights or blue lights in Maryland. They're preserved for emergency vehicles only. Inspect headlights for condition, candle power output and aim. Inspect auxiliary or fog lights for aimed and proper mounting. Inspect mirrors for condition of mirrors to include unobstructed view of both inside and outside mirrors when required. Inspect vehicle glazing, proper materials used for specific locations, operation of driver window, damage that exceeds allowable limited probably is what they meant to say. Tinting not incorporated into glazing except as noted in the procedures. Yes, in Maryland, you are not allowed to have tints above 20, oh no, 35%. That's the legal tint. And if you've ever seen 35% tint, you can barely even tell that shit is on your car. So it's crazy. Inspect windshield wipers. Satisfactory operation and condition of arms and blades. Inspect hood and catches. All right, I could go on, man, but like you got driver's seat, you got safety belts, inspectors, electrical system. So look, check it out. So all the stuff you got to basically have and pass for in Maryland before you even like you gotta. It has to pass every single one of those things. Nothing can fail. So once you get all that stuff taken care of, then you take it back to the Department of the certificate to Department of Motor Vehicles. And then they authorize you to get your registration and all that stuff. You get all your registration, your tags, and all that good stuff. Then after that, hold on, there we go. Then after that, if you decide to go ahead and put the tags on the car, you gotta get the insurance and all that stuff done, taken care of. And that's pretty much it. But if you don't pass any of that shit, you got to keep taking it back and forth. And no, they don't give you an extension. Once the 30-day temp tax is up, you on your own, bro. So if your shit expired, bro, and you don't got none of that stuff done, you riding illegal. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about, you riding illegal. Craziness. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man. But this is the bullshit that the DMV puts you through, and consistent with Maryland law. They both are private corporations that are tag teaming you to put you through stress and heartache, pretty much. And then if you try to go out and just travel, they want to try to scare you back into obedience because they can't make no money off you traveling. There you go. There you go. All right, where we at? Oh, I missed something. Hold on. Oh yeah, goddamn right. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Yep. That's a good question, yo. And I can't help you with that because I don't have the paper for that, honestly. But if anybody has any information that or somewhere you can direct this man to so that he can read some information, Hit my man up right here. Yo, introverted, drop your email, man, so motherfuckers can hit you up, bro. Because this is the place where we exchange information. So if anybody has something that can help my man out, drop the word that my man's here. I know. All I'm gonna say is, bro, I've been reading up on challenging the jurisdiction, bro. Like I literally been reading up on that, man, all weekend. Like, goddamn, challenging the jurisdiction is powerful, yo. Very powerful. Yeah, he was talking about that too, and I'm definitely down. But I definitely need to hit the books hard though. So I'm gonna be like a basically. I know a little bit more than the average guy, but I still need to, in order to be able to get in front of a judge and shit like that. I gotta really hit them case law books and stuff. That's why I said we gotta plan this trip to that court, man. We gotta plan that trip, yo. I know we've been talking about it a lot, but we need to plan that trip. That's at court. I mean the what the hell is the law library? We need to plan that trip. Definitely. We talked about it and everybody said they down with planning. We need to put something in motion, man, so we can make that move. There you go. Your American National Law Consulate. Bing. My man Courtney, he ain't playing, yo. My man's serious with this stuff. That damn surgical. When he talk and do his videos, he be sounding like Barack Obama, but that's okay because my man's my man's smart as hell, yeah. My man's. Yeah, but see, that's if you buy the car new. And if you buy the car new, you still making payments on it or whatever, you know, that's pretty much a jurisdiction thing too. Because if you're still making payments and you took a loan from whatever corporation or what have you, that's still jurisdiction. So they still got jurisdiction over your car pretty much. If you buy it used, I mean, shit, really, if you buy the car used from a private seller, you can really just pull off with no damn plates if you want, you know? That's the number right there, folks. That's the number right there, man. I'm still waiting on my man to get these thumbprint papers, bro. I'm still waiting for my mans to do that. He ain't done that yet. We waiting on you, man. American nationals only, and people that have their stats corrected, foreign nationals and such, state citizens, all that stuff. That's what we. That's how we moving. Yo, I thought that was dope, and that's another thing I want to talk about too. Let me get this off the screen. Hold on. Another thing I wanted to talk about too. I wanted to talk about that state assembly. So I've been doing research on the state assembly, and I'm very, very interested in it. So apparently, there's already a movement where people are putting together, we the people, pretty much, state citizens and American state nationals, what they call themselves, and they have their own IDs, and basically they have their own way of registering with their particular state. And apparently, they have all 50 states on board. I know when I had checked on the website, I think Massachusetts had with the ad something. They basically said they weren't interested. There was another state too. But when I talked to the guy, the last live stream we did with the Justice League, this was last Tuesday. The guy was basically saying that he's from the Ohio Assembly, I believe, and he was saying that all states are locked in. So there's a assembly in every state, pretty much. So to holler at your representative for your state, you probably got to go right on the website. William Warner, drop that website, please, so we can put that on the screen and make moves on that. Drop that website, baby. But yeah, I did some research on that, and then these cats seem like they know what they're talking about too. I do like the flag they had. They had the American peacetime flag, which I thought was very interesting. It's basically the American flag, except the colors are flipped around. The flag is all white, and it's got the instead of the white stars, it's got the blue stars because blue represents individual living people, pretty much. So yeah, and of own rights, exactly. So I thought that was cool. Then it's got the red and white design, but the backing behind the blue stars is white. So it's pretty awesome. I was trying to find that flag. I could not find that thing anywhere. I could only find small versions of it. I wanted to find a full scale one so I can hang it up. But I thought it looked pretty cool, man. It's called the peacetime flag, I believe. But yeah, there you have it, man. Oh man, here's in the New Jersey Assembly. But yeah, man, if you're If you in your state, check that out, man. Look into it. You know. And apparently, they said when you get the state ID card, that pretty much allows any police officer to runs it. It pretty much puts it puts you in the state citizen category. So when they go ahead and run your stuff, it pops right up on their screen that they're not supposed to be detaining you or harassing you. Or knowledge, I'll be completely honest, man. I'm new to this. Like I'm not no guy to toot my own horn. I do know more than the average fella or man or woman or whatever. But I just started. I literally been in this game for probably about a little over a year now. So I mean, you got guys who've been in here for 8 years. You got guys who've been here for 10 years. I can't really say that I'm at that level yet, but I'm here to learn just like anybody else is. I am doing a lot of reading, and with a lot of reading comes a lot of learning. So I say from a 1 to 10, I consider myself about maybe a 6, way over 5, but still climbing. So yeah, of course I'm very humble also. So flag of peace. There you go. Yeah, the flag of peace. Your first card or car? Car. Oh man, it depends on what you like. That's a very general question. It really depends on what you want, man. And I hate telling people what car they should get because it all depends on the person, Like depends on what you want, what you like. If you're looking for durability, if you're looking to get a lot of girls, if you're looking to just cruise, you're looking to go fast. It all depends on what you want, man. Foreign, domestic, it depends. Yeah, that's why I got the. They did have the Constitution for the United States of America on that website, and that's the first place I had seen it online because they scrubbed that shit offline. They did not want anybody finding that document. They scrubbed that. It said a Mustang, only buy a Mustang if you intend to kill as many people in the audience if you only buy a Mustang if you intend to drift through Tokyo at a large crowd of people and take out as many as possible. That's the only time you should buy a Mustang. I said, Rachel, what you got, bro? What you pushing? What you pushing, yo? You got something fast, man. You sound like finest thing walking over there, yo. He talking about that charger he got, that vet he got, man. I tear him up, man. I got something for him. I got something for him, man. Yo, Warner, drop their website, yo, because they not paying attention, man. Drop the website. That's facts. But see, the thing is, you got to also remember that these corporations, you gotta use their shit against them. So yes, affidavits, you're 100% right. Affidavits are definitely under color of law, but this whole entire system that is operating is under color of law. So the only thing they understand is the affidavits, declarations, and stuff like that. They're basically saying that the affidavits are declarations in their eyes. So yes, that is that. I do agree with that. And if we're going to be moving for this system, then that's a whole different ball game. All right, yeah, he go. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up for you. Hold up. I'm gonna type it for you. I got so many damn emails this week, man. I've just be busy as hell. I got open emails. I didn't finish reading some of the emails. Like, sheesh, I got bombarded this week. This has been a very busy week for me of information. It's just been a highway of information I've been receiving. And keep sending it. Please keep sending it because I'm definitely gonna get around to reading it all. If I gotta take some days off or something to read that shit, I'm gonna read it. Courtney was pissed off at me because I'm still trying to catch up on this trust stuff. But yo, I've been on the move, man. Here we go. Hold up. I got it for you right here. Hold on. All right, bet. All right, check this out. All right, check that out right there. I think this is it right here. Check that out. Copy and paste that. Let me know if that shows up. I think I spelled it right. American States Assembly. Yeah, check that out, yo. I don't know if I believe this, man, because I've been doing some more research on this, bro, and I really don't. I don't believe that shit has anything to do with it. I also heard Yusuf El say that it doesn't matter how many stars you have on your passport, basically, because you got to stop letting. Well, she made an excellent point, which I thought about this all weekend. You got to stop. He says the problem is most of y'all are still acting like U.S. citizens. Y'all are putting declarations down, and y'all are still looking for validation. And he was like, "Yo, you got to stop that shit. Like, if you're gonna tell them you're not a U.S. citizen, stop waiting for them to validate your shit. Basically, doesn't matter how many stars you have on your passport." He says. If you want me to tell you some bullshit, I can tell you some bullshit. You probably saw this in his last Instagram video. He says, 4 stars means you get a different level of diplomatic immunity. 5 stars means you got diplomatic immunity. He was like, it's all bullshit, though. At the end of the day, if you filled out your passport correctly like you were supposed to, you put the information in, the information is there. Stop acting like a U.S. citizen and waiting for these people to tell you you're free. And that shit was true. Like, yo, at the end of the day, bro, I mean, the stars mean something, but I've seen a guy with 5 stars get harassed. I got 4. I got harassed. Finest thing has 3. He got harassed. It doesn't goddamn matter. I don't think. I think the 5 stars is what did it. That's what really pushed me over the edge. The 5 stars was like, all right, yeah, the stars mean something, but I don't think that's quite exactly what time we on with the stars. So yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you come. That's why, like, you try to come in there. You come in there as like, putting the smack down is like, I'm the living man. Y'all ever seen that video of that old white guy who basically leaned on that judge? I am the living man. God damn it! You don't have jurisdiction over me. I have the God-given right to pillage for food when I am hungry. I mean, he leaned on this chick, yo, and he was like, "Don't you tell me I'm contempt. You were contempt in this court when you pull up that Jolly Roger flag right there with the frizzles around it." Then he said, "You're contempt the moment you gave me a social security number when I was born without me agreeing to the contract and never explaining the contract to me." He was going in. He got on her so bad she had to get up and leave. She got up out of there like, bro. Like, and then when he was leaving, she was in the hallway watching him leave. Like, nigga, get the fuck out of my court. I don't want no parts of your ass. Get out of here, yo. Get out of this bank, because that's what that shit is. Get out of this bank. She was sitting there watching him leave, and so like they were leaving, and the guy was like, don't dally. Get over here and get in the car. Don't dally. He was talking to his like granddaughter, or whatever. Like, she was trying to brag about this. Fuck on, man. Get in the car, get away. Over there acting like a U.S. citizen. Get out of there. But yeah, man, the dude was right though. He's a living man, bro. They tried to arrest this man, bro. They arrested this dude for fishing without a license. Like, yo, no. Here's the problem I had with police, bro. Like, if I was a police officer and they told me to arrest this man for fishing, yo, without a license, bro, I couldn't, in good faith, and be looking myself in the mirror as a man, lock another man up for trying to find food. That's crazy. Like, yo, what? How brainwashed are all y'all, man? Courtney said a lot of these, not Courtney, but Bad Wolf was like, yeah, a lot of these guys are ex-military. I ain't trying to hit that, bro. At the end of the day, because if all you learned from the military was to be a goddamn tool used against the people, you really didn't even learn shit in the military. Because the whole point you're supposed to be in there was to defend freedom, but you over there oppressing freedom. You learn how to successfully oppress freedom. Most time, them guys go over there, they motherfuckers is guarding poppy fields and shit like that, doing shit they ain't supposed to be doing, stuff they ain't even think they signed up for. They doing over there. So nah, man, I ain't trying to hit that, bro. You became a mindless drone. You even more useless than you was before when you even went in, man. Shit. It really makes me wonder, yo. Like, with this whole entire scenario, man, if there was a situation where they were to actually use the military on the people, which they couldn't do it to their own U.S. citizens, but I'm not sure if they could do it or not on the state citizens, because it's a whole different jurisdiction. So maybe, but I mean, I honestly will say this: it just makes me wonder how many of these guys that actually are ex-military, police officers now and shit like that would actually fight against the tyranny and not side with the tyranny. I'm not sure, yo, because like motherfuckers is order followers, yo. They don't even think. They just do shit and just like it bothers me, man. It bothers me. But I think all passports have that. Don't all passport cards have that, right? I don't think any of the passports look any different from each other. I think they all look the same, bro. Yeah, agreed. Yep. Yeah, so yeah, I got to That's another thing too. I gotta get on that too. See, that's just another thing I gotta get on. I gotta get that FOIA done. I supposed to been had that shit. We gonna talk about that. Give me a second. Yeah. So my man asked me a question. So yeah, I mean, what I view is, I believe there is a God, man. Definitely, that has to be, bro. And the reason I always thought there was a God because of this. I never said there was no God because I observe things. I observe things like this. All right, so boom, let's talk about like what do I think in terms of proof that there's a God. So I will say this pretty much. When I look at things like summer, spring, fall, winter, continuous cycle. Continuous cycle. What we perceive to be January is usually cold. What we perceive to be April is usually like rainy and kind of warm. It can be cold sometimes, but it can be most of the time it's kind of warm. What we can perceive to be December is generally cold again, and such and such. So I see it as a cycle. Like all of the sun goes around, moon comes around, such and such. I see it as a cycle, and as a cycle, it would have to be controlled by something. It had to be put there to do something at a certain time. Both things can't do something at the same time because it's the opposites and such. It's just all rules that are put there. So the only thing that can actually control something like that or create some of that nature would be, I think, a God would be. And honestly say it like this: you can believe in whatever theory you want to believe in. You can believe in the simulation theory. You can believe in God, whatever, such and such. The bottom line is, it all comes down to a energy, a force of such that is controlling the things and enabling them to happen. An example would be probably easiest explained by, like, let's say Grand Theft Auto Online, like a video game. If you jump off of a building on Grand Theft Auto Online and you don't have a parachute, you're gonna smack off the ground and die. It's rules that all pertain to inside the video game, and the same can be said about what puts those rules in play. It's similar. Man cannot create anything pretty much that he cannot base off of life. So that's why Grand Theft Auto and other games that are so successful are pretty much following the same rules as reality does. So I pretty much believe there's something controlling that. Yes, there is. And then this whole flat Earth thing, I started looking at that. I didn't believe it at first. I thought it was all crack of shit, but I really started to have an open mind and look into it. When I started to look into it, I was like, "Yo, that's crazy. The Earth is probably flat." I started looking into it myself, and that's even more evidence that there's something that created all this stuff. So yeah, I do believe there's definitely a God. I do believe is the rules and nature of the universe. I do believe we have rights that we were given in order to keep everything moving smoothly, and I believe that there's definitely a God involved, pretty much. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Freedom of Information Act for you. Yeah, I've heard. That's the thing, man. I've also heard U.S. citizens getting 4 stars and such. That's like, I, I think I was wrong about the stars, bro. They mean something, but not what we thought. They definitely mean something, though. There's a reason they do that shit. Definitely. Flat Earth makes more sense, or infinite plane. I heard about the infinite plane theory. The one basically where if you go over the ice wall, there's a whole green land passing and all, like dinosaurs are still there and all this other stuff. I heard about that. That's very interesting. Natural law. There you go. Exactly. And I think that's why so many people have a problem with flat earth and they refuse to delve into it because people are afraid to have their views challenged. Like yo, it's terrifying, bro. When you believe something your whole entire life and you find out that shit was bullshit, bro. That shit is it don't make you feel good. Like you question everything. And when I started finding out stuff about like, you know, government and everything, and it went against everything I believed in the first place. That shit was uncomfortable as hell, but it's necessary for a growing experience. You gotta experience that uncomfortability in order to learn and grow. Can't continue to be comfortable and learn. It doesn't work like that. You gotta break that down, bro. I said no dinosaurs. I heard there were dinosaurs. Oh, excuse me. I said that wrong. Not dinosaurs. You know what the woolly mammoth is? Like that big ass, it looked like an elephant, but it's covered in fur and it's got the giant tusk and it's supposed to be like 20 times larger than a regular elephant. I think that was a dinosaur though, wasn't it? Or it was a version of them or something like that. That shit was prehistoric though, I think. That's what they were saying anyway. Yeah, a lot of people. Hey, you know what's crazy? The dinosaur thing. When I actually heard that the museums did not have actual dinosaur bones put together, that shit blew me away. I'm like, what? So what the hell have we been looking at all this time? And it was like, oh, there's just what the dinosaur bones probably could have looked like, but there's no actual dinosaur bones in the museum. That blew me away. Sentient light beings. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think all that stuff's a part of the it could be a part of the dome or something. I mean, they've already admitted that the moon was inside Earth's atmosphere, so I think it's only a matter of time. They're just waiting. They just waiting, bro. But they've already admitted the moon was inside the Earth's atmosphere. That did it for me when they said that shit. So you're telling me the moon this whole time was not in outer space; it was in our atmosphere. So you didn't need spacesuits to go to the moon, quote unquote. Did you even go to the moon? That's a whole separate topic. But yo, it's like so basically y'all lying there. So basically, y'all showed us footage of y'all landing on outer space with spacesuits, but y'all didn't need the spacesuits. So y'all goddamn lying. That's basically what you're telling me. Right. Okay. Got you. Yeah, I heard about that, yo. You talking about Project Bluebeam? They thought about using it against the Middle East. They thought about using Project Bluebeam to have a fake coming of Allah, something like that, to make them obey their orders. But they ruled that it was too unethical or something like that, even for the military. That's scary, man. That's all I'm gonna say about that, and I'm gonna leave it there. The UFO thing. I mean, even if all right. So look, check this out. Even if the situation with the Earth is flat, all right, never said they couldn't be interdimensional beings. You know, I think that's the whole point of that CERN machine. That CERN machine could be something like that too. You know, that CERN machine is a mofo, bro. Y'all ever look into that shit? Yo, that CERN machine, bro. Yo, whenever you get a chance, I think it's called a particle accelerator or something stupid like that. But bro, I think it's in what it's Britain or something. It's on the east side of the world. I know that much. But yo, they have a machine basically that is supposed to be generating rips in the time space continuum or something like that. Some people were saying they played around with it in 2012 and we jumped to a different dimension. That's what the Mandela effect's happening, which would make sense to a degree. Yeah, I agree with that. Finest thing walking shared that shit. It was basically like a disc with like a giant planet, like a giant rock underneath it or something like that. But yeah, I don't believe that. Yes, sir. See, my man was paying attention. Jules was watching. Exactly. You can't go to right. Right. Exactly. Send me that, man, when you get a chance. Send me that shit. I'll definitely look it over. Should create my own. Recording the sun out and the moon at the same time. Oh yeah. Nah, and that's the crazy thing. When you look at the moon when it's out during the day, you can see through it. It's like transparent. It's like bluish white. But at night, when it gets dark, that shit is bright. So it's like, yo, that don't look right to me, man. Something ain't right with that. Do not attain stats. Yo. I hope you were here for the first part of the conversation because we literally just talked about that, bro. Please don't get caught out there with your pants down. Fuck around, pull that passport out, and they start laughing at your ass. Exactly. Which would mean the whole entire space thing is false, which would mean, I mean, it's just a series of reasons why they won't ever come out with this shit and admit it. To admit there's no space is to admit NASA is a fraud, which is to admit all the billions of dollars they've been taking from taxpaying US citizens was fraudulently done. They will never tell you the truth on that. You will never be told the truth on that shit because you don't understand. And here's the messed up part. If they came out and said that, I don't even think the U.S. citizens would go up in arms. I think they would just accept it and look at the next twerking video or the next busted challenge or something like that. These people are done, bro. I don't think there's any coming back for them. There's no redemption for them. They can't redeem themselves at this point. They're too far behind. Dark matter. Yep. That's what I was talking about. Look in the CERN, yo. Whenever y'all can, look in the CERN, that particle accelerator. Yeah. Definitely interesting stuff. Yeah, I remember one time I was traveling on the highway. I told y'all that story where the planes were sitting still. It was five planes in a line and they were just hovering in place. And I knew they were planes because I could see it wasn't dark to the point where I couldn't see the complete details of what the plane looked like, but I could see the lights flashing on them. They were all in a line and all of them were hovering. They had a few videos of you on YouTube of planes just hovering in the sky, and they pulled them off YouTube over the last few years. They pulled a lot of stuff off YouTube, but you could actually physically look it up and see planes hovering in place. People would just be watching a plane just sit here like this, an airplane. And I looked it up to make sure I wasn't tripping. And no, airplanes cannot hover in place. I think the only one that could was the Harrier jet, and that wasn't really an airplane. That was a fighter jet, but it had vertical thrusters that could rotate and hover it in place. So yeah, I saw that shit. I was sold, but that was five of them in a line, and this was not right near Arundel Air Base, I believe it was. Uh, but I think it was with Baltimore, Washington, something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it's basically an airplane base pretty much. And there was five of them in a line just hovering in place. And they sat there for they had to be hovering for like at least 3 minutes. They didn't move. I was like, yo, how are they doing that? So I looked online. It was like, yeah, in order for a plane to hover in place, the winds would have to be about 1,000 miles an hour or something like that up in the sky. And I'm like, yo, if there was 1,000 mile an hour winds, I would have been up there hovering too. My car would have been up there hovering too. So nah, you ain't gonna sell me on that shit. Of course, I told people and nobody believed me, so I stopped telling people shit like that because nobody believes it. Yep. The moon is plasma. That's an interesting theory right there. Yeah, sadly enough, they are, man. And the crazy thing about it is, if a lot of them would just open their mind and realize we would have strength in numbers, but we don't really have strength in numbers, man. We got a few awakened persons or individuals, excuse my French. And yeah, so there you have it. Atom smasher. Some new physics. Sheesh. Y'all remember that experiment they did where they were flinging protons or something like that at a wall through a hole, and they would split. And then when they realized when they looked one way, it would do something completely different than if they watched it. And they realized that the protons are actually alive or whatever the hell it was flinging atoms, I think it was, and they realized they were actually alive and they were aware that they were being watched. Yo, that is crazy, yo. That is, bro. The simulation theory, bro. Look into that, man. Please. If you got an open mind, look into the simulation theory. You've seen one plane hover like that before. That's unusual, bro. That's unusual. I seen 5 of them doing that shit in the line for 3 minutes. Just sitting there chilling. Like, bro, you can't do this. You cannot do this. This is physically impossible. It's supposed to be anyway. I think it's something suspect about that whole plane thing, though, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It's something they're not telling us about them planes. What if it was a situation where the planes, when they got up airborne, the planes actually just were carried by a wind tide, and the wind tide is actually what determine which way the planes go as such. And they had some way of monitoring that. I mean, I'm not a pilot. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there. What if it was a certain, you know how the ocean's so above, so below. The ocean has currents that take it to certain parts. If you drop a bottle with a message in it, it might end up at a certain island at a certain time. You know what I mean? What if it was wind currents, which do the same thing and take you to different parts of the earth? So above, so below. You know what I mean? It's possible. That's interesting, man. Yeah, my man, this dude sends me a hella shit on this stuff, and I'll be watching it. But like, yo, he's really into that stuff, man. He knows what he's talking about. You ought to do your own live stream talking about that, man. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about then. You know what I'm talking about. Hovering planes. Yeah. I didn't see it, but I heard about it. This happened in the 1800s, right? This was they shot a rocket or something like that, and it hit like a ceiling, and they were trying to figure out what the hell was going on. Nah, I didn't see that though. Nah, I didn't see it, but I did hear about it. Yo, the rig sports, bro. Let me tell you how I just found out that they were using they use magnetic gloves or ball women, magnetic gloves with the magnetic balls or something like that. And like when you would see those awkward, crazy catches that they would do at weird positions that's damn near impossible, they would use these magnetic balls and gloves and stuff. I just found this out. If you look on YouTube and you put on magnetic gloves or something like that, magnetic football gloves or something, you'll see what I'm talking about. And they said they were banned from the NFL and college games. But yo, if you think for 1 second that somebody didn't pick that patent up and use it to their advantage, you on the wrong channel. But yeah, that's crazy. They also had the magnetic basketballs too. Like I've actually seen balls go up like this and then go like that into the hoop. Like, bro, that's impossible. That's physically impossible. You can't throw a ball up like this and then have it go like that and go in the hoop. Nah, bro. Nah, man. Yeah, I don't know about that, Chief. You on your own there. I gotta watch that 13th floor. Note acquired. I'm gonna take a look at that consultant. Rocket fuel, yeah, with the air current thing. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's just a thought, man. Jet fuel. Don't get me started on jet fuel and what it can and can't do. Don't get me started. Portals in different dimensions, yeah. I know. You know, I don't have the Book of Enoch actually. That's just another book they pulled out of. They gutted the Bible, bro. The Bible's been gutted so bad. You got to go to different stores to get different books. You can't even get all the books in one store. You got to order them shits. And they want to know your name and your information and why you ordering this shit. Some books you cannot get in a regular bookstore. If you're looking for Behold the Pale Horse in a bookstore, they gonna want to know what your name is, what your address is. They want to know why you want to know the book, and you best believe somebody else is gonna get that information. It ain't gonna be just that book clerk. They got certain standards they gotta follow in certain books. They can't hide the information from you, but they can watch your ass. And balls of a catch better like oh no. Yeah, yo, like yo, that's I mean, but you think about it, look, it makes sense because you got these guys that I'm not going to call no names out on those specific groups because I don't want no smoke with them. But you got certain people involved in certain kinds of things that happen with baseball and basketball games, where certain people have expected outcomes, and those outcomes better happen. And the best way to ensure those outcomes occur is to adjust those outcomes. That's all I'm gonna say about that because I don't want to smoke. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Roger, exactly. That's true. All that stuff is calculated, man. Scripted games. Yep. Exactly. People, and you know the crazy thing about it, back when I was younger, we used to watch wrestling and people clowned us for watching wrestling. Like, yo, y'all watching wrestling. That shit fake. That shit fake. Like, nigga, you watching NFL. That shit is fake. Like, goddamn. Motherfuckers really getting hurt and stuff like that. But yo, you can't honestly sit there and tell me some of these plays that happen are not bullshit. Like, yo, you had to be an idiot to think that the goddamn Seahawks threw that ball when they played who they played Tom Brady, I think it was, that they threw that ball instead of handing it to Marshawn Lynch and having him run for the touchdown, beating the Patriots. You have to be a damn fool to believe that, yo. I'm gonna tell you, bro. When I saw that, I already knew what time it was. I was like, yo, somebody called Pete Carroll and told him if Marshawn Lynch runs that ball and gets MVP of this game, you will never work anywhere again. Like anywhere. Not just in the NFL. Like you will never get a job at Denny's. Like, bro, that's what kind of pull we talk about these people had. Like, yo, you will never work at McDonald's if this happens, bro. Forget it. Forget it. And I'm gonna do my best to make sure you lose your pension. That man was like, fuck it, I ain't losing all that shit. Throw that ball. Intercept him. Marshawn Lynch ain't get no MVP if they lose. You know what I mean? I mean, it was raging against the machine too much. They were talking back about the NFL. They were talking about how Marshawn Lynch got leaned on with the golden cleats and how Tom Brady was getting away with bullshit. They was doing too much, yo. And then he did the whole thing saying, I'm just here so I don't get fined. It was funny as hell, and I was all for it because I'm always against that type of shit. But they wasn't having it, man. They wasn't having it at all. And yeah, Bible's been gutted, bro. Like it's got some good stuff in it. It's got some very good stuff in it, but the Bible has been gutted. And people say, "Oh, we got to worship the Bible." And such. I agree, the Bible has great stuff in it, but it's been gutted. And if you don't believe it's been gutted, you can look at a Bible from like I think I saw a Bible from like the 1600s. No, maybe a little later than that, maybe the 1700s. And then I looked at a Bible that was made in like 1983, and it was two. It was like two different sizes. One Bible was like this thick, the other one was like that thick. I'm like, yo, obviously they changed some stuff, or they gutted it. So yes, and they'll tell you if you look it up and look up the history, they'll tell you, yeah, we took out a lot of stuff for printing effectiveness and stuff like that. So yeah, they gutted the Bible, man. They weren't supposed to, but they did that shit. I mean, these people that do shit like this, they already sold their souls. They already know where they're going. They already know. They sold their souls a long ass time ago. Ain't nothing left. Ain't no soul left for them. They just going through the motions at this point. So they done. They know they done. Yeah. 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 And let me tell you, bro, I'm very aware of Project Bluebeam. And if you look at what happened January 2021 in Seattle, Google it right now if you can. Seattle, Washington, 2021 New Year's celebration. And look at that display on the Space Needle. That's all I'm going to say. And tell me if you don't see some stuff with that technology they're using and some subliminal messages they put, subliminal messages and straight plain out in your face messages. Everything is right there. Project Bluebeam ain't no joke, bro. Look that shit up. Oh, really? I didn't know that was. I didn't shit. I didn't even know that was Jeff Field was fake. I'll look that up myself. Make a note on that. Yeah, but see, the problem with that is they're not supposed to do that. And if they are doing that, they have some other type of technology we don't know about. They literally can't do that. Planes cannot do that. They cannot hover. Planes cannot hover. Yeah, that's crazy. Yep, exactly. Fan saying that. He's one of them kids, bro. He was one of them kids making fun of. It's messed up, man. That's interesting. I never thought about that. They call them plays because it's played out like a play. I never even thought about that, bro. That's very interesting. Yeah, at least it right. At least it admits it's fake. It don't pretend. It pretends to be real, but it doesn't take itself seriously enough for you to believe it's real. It's a different dynamic. Combat sports. All right. So here's what I say about that. Combat sports are they are, I believe it is a similar thing with combat sports. Let me tell you how I know this. Muhammad Ali has said, which is why he joined the Nation of Islam, that the a certain group had basically came to him and said, "Look, you're going to take this something amount of money, and you're going to take a dive for our fighter." I forgot which fighter it was. I can't remember, but they told Muhammad Ali, you know, and if you don't, you got some real nice kneecaps. And I hate to say anything bad happened to him. Pretty much, Muhammad Ali got afraid and shit. So he goes to the Nation of Islam and tells them, look, they basically telling me such and such. If I don't take a dive, then they threatening to do stuff to my kneecaps. What should I do? And they said, well, tell them motherfuckers they got kneecaps too. So he starts rolling with the Nation of Islam, and he beat the shit out of their fighter, and they were pissed because they couldn't do shit about it. The Nation of Islam was too strong back then. So yeah, combat sports is goddamn definitely fixed. You best believe it. Yeah, it could happen, but what's going to have to happen, bro. I think it's going to be. I think Courtney might be on to something. They might do the whole thing with the purge scenario, and then they'll throw in the alien invasion when everything's happening. Everybody's scared. Everybody's shooting each other. Psyops are happening left and right. Boom, alien invasion. Boom, psyops. Boom, Project Bluebeam. Then they come in like, oh, we need to unite such and such under a one world government in order to fight this threat from the other side. And then they beat the threat from the other side. Yay! Now everybody's together, and now we have a new government, and there'll be no more suffering and stuff like that. We realize as humanity we need to work together. There'll be no more suffering. And next thing you know, you have just agreed to have a one world government under false pretenses. So yes, I still think that's possible. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, and they've been releasing this stuff for a while now. It's just been on a QT, but yeah, it's not gonna be long before you see more stuff. I mean, I think they're gearing up now. They're still controlling everyone's minds and guiding them towards it pretty much. But yeah, maybe it's a situation where it could be like they're trying to get everybody to arm up and tool up and everybody to buy their own stuff like that, start a little race war or whatever, and then come in with a threat or something like that that everybody has to unite for. Get everybody to sign this, sign that, sign this, sign your rights over because there's no time to talk, no time to think. Just sign your rights over because we're in an emergency right now. And boom, there you go. Could be possible. Shit, did you see those hoverboards they just made, bro? They legitimately have real life Back to the Future hoverboards now. Did you see that? Did anybody see that? It might have a cord on it. It does have a cord for now, from the one I saw, but they legitimately have hoverboards now, like Back to the Future. Them shits exist, bro. Them shits exist. It's crazy. Craziness. You know, that Moscovium with the dress on when you said that interdimensional at Moscovium and shit. Everybody was talking about new element. Oh man, but yo, so much stuff discussed tonight. I mean, yeah, let's be 100% honest. We're aware that we're aware. You know what the America is like? America is like that uncle who uh who comes over and touches the kids and then, does all kinds of unspeakable acts against them and then buys them a PS5 at the end of the year, only to come back the next year and do the same shit. That's kind of what the United States is like for us. And I'm not gonna say America per se, but the United States is like for us pretty much. It's like that abusive uncle who comes over and doesn't know how to keep his hands to himself, and every once in a while he buys you a PS5 or some other shit. That's kind of what it is for us. In other areas, he ain't buying you no PS5. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're right. Yeah, man. So that's what time we on, bro. So nice conversation we had tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and slide body because I'm tired as hell. And I'm about to bounce. I'll do some research on those two things. I'm gonna check out the 13th floor. Shout out to the consultant. And I'm looking at that fake jet fuel Foxborough's put me on with, and that's gonna be what it is. All right, so good conversation. I'm a slide body. Y'all take it easy. It's the foreign national born natural. I'll holler at y'all. Peace out.